Jamie, you launched the Drip Cafe and you were with us a few months back talking about a really crazy situation surrounding the cafe where the Denver communists and other groups, LGBTQ groups and individuals, have been protesting your presence there in the community. Tell us a little bit about the Drip Cafe.
Yeah, the Drip Cafe is a basically an idea from our project where we're helping homeless people get out of homelessness to break the chains that are holding them down with homelessness. One of those important areas is to have a real job, to build a resume, to get work experience, to get used to socializing in a normal setting and stuff like that. So the Drip Cafe was kind of handed to us from God in a way to be a part of that project so that we can just integrate into the Denver community and actually hire people in our project to get them that real life work experience through the Drip Cafe.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the negative attention, let's talk about that for a minute. You guys opened up and you got this shop, and this is a business that is also serving the community. I mean, you are there to reach people, to help people rebuild their lives, but there are groups of people and individuals who do not want you there. And the protests that had started that we talked about back in August when you were on the show, this hasn't stopped. Usually a protest, people kind of tucker out, they stop doing it at some point, they kind of move on. The protests continue. Tell us a little bit about what do the protests look like and what is it that they're so upset about?
Yeah, it is interesting. And I think that's why we can definitely identify that it's a spiritual warfare going on. Because by now they should realize they're not affecting us the way that they thought they would. Their goal is very clear. It's on their site, it's on their posters. They want to shut us down by ruining as much business as possible so that we can't pay rent. That's their goal, right? So they want us out of there in that way. So they show up on their protest day and they come with, posters saying that we hate gay people, saying that we exploit homeless people, making up all kinds of lies, saying I'm a mega church, and like all this kinds of these things that aren't even true and have no backing. Yeah, they stand outside with a blowhorn and they're screaming. If a customer tries to walk in the door that just is a regular person trying to come in, they will scream in the blowhorn and say, "Don't go in there, don't go in there," like, and literally scare them from even wanting to come into the cafe, even though they have no idea what's going on. They just like scare people, and they're, handing out flyers with a ton of misinformation with like my picture on it, accusing me of certain things. They've even actually gone as far as attacking me personally and saying that I'm using my late wife's death as a tool to get people to feel sorry for me. And it's like they're getting very personal with it. But for me, it's also a confirmation of how powerful my testimony is that Christ has given me through my life, that the enemy would try to pull that out and use it as a tool against me, So the fact that he would pull that out and use it as a tool against, it just confirms to me that that part of my testimony is actually one of the things that has made me the strongest and has, made my ministry as strong as it has through Christ, because that's how Christ works, So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but the other thing is God has sustained me from day one since that has happened, since that tragedy. And I have two young daughters, but that's the enemy trying to pluck at, hurts in my life, and he can't win, Jesus already won.
So they're there, yelling at people, allegedly being grumpy, not wanting people to come in. What was it about Drip and about the cafe being there and about you and about all this in your view that created this need in their eyes to be protesting? Was there something specific they've pointed to? Your ideology, something you believe?
Yeah, so the Drip Cafe, it's its own business, right? That is owned by Recycle God's Love. And so basically, on not anything having to do with the Drip Cafe, but if they find their way to recycle God's love, there's a mission statements page, or not mission statements, our beliefs, right? And so on our beliefs, we state quite a few scriptures of what we believe, what we think the Bible states, and what is true, and that we stand on those things. And one of the dozens of things that are on there is something about, man being with woman and, homosexuality being a sin. That is a scripture being quoted. That is not, us as an organization making up what we think is right or wrong. It is a scripture from the Bible. So in all reality, this Denver communist group is going against the Bible, not against the Drip Cafe or Jamie Sanchez. They are literally mad at what the scripture says. And because I don't want to take what scripture says off of my website, they want me to go away, essentially.